I'm going to start off today's nail set, blessing it with one of my K-pop boys, and today's K-pop boy blessing is from Yosung himself, Yosung from ATEEZ, and I'm going to be doing some brown nails because I have an early Thanksgiving dinner party I'm going to attend, and that means seasonal nails, and I've never done brown nails. Why? Because of the Dookie nail girl who came online with Dookie beneath her nails. It's etched into my memory forever. It's an irrational fear because I know how to wipe. Left to right never fails. So I've kept this hand out of the lamp for about 3 weeks now, and so it's officially time to put it back under the mega death ray. I'm attaching these nails with the best and only air dry nail glue I have, which is this Nail Bond NYK1, and in my mind I do call it Nike. I know that is absolutely not correct, but I have been using it for a hot minute and it is officially Beavis approved. If you've never had a press-on last for more than a day like me, it could be 3 things in my opinion: prep, product, or patience. If you told me I had to prep nail tips in order to have them last for a long time, like maybe a year ago, I would have not done that whatsoever and still come with the same result of having it pop off within a day, and I still would have been mad about it. But I officially just, sometimes you just gotta do things you don't want to do, and you know what? Extra nail prep is not ideal. The whole point of Gel X is literally to press and play. You put them on and you go, but no, you have to, if you want them to stay on, do some extra nail prep. And so I did a few things off screen. I scrubbed the inside of the tips with acetone to chemically etch them and get rid of any smooth glossy surface over the nail bed on the inside of the nail. And I filed the cuticle area super thin. I also buffed my nails and dehydrated it thrice, once with acetone when I was prepping the tips, and once with alcohol, and then with a Moravan dehydrator before I applied the tips, because I honestly couldn't remember if I used the alcohol or not. The rest you'll see on screen. I dusted away any of the debris from filing the cuticle band with some alcohol on a lint-free cotton pad, and just to get rid of any staining that may have occurred, I went back in with a Moravan primer to get rid of that alcohol staining. I've tried getting rid of it with just top coat before, and it honestly just seals in the staining. I don't know why primer works so well getting rid of that, but it does. Next, I'm going to take off an undisclosed product. Whoa, I said that really wrong. Next, I'm going in I'm going off. What was that? I'm going in with the undisclosed product. I'm not going to be telling you what any of these things are in this video. I don't think I'm going to give nail product recommendations. It's just, I don't know enough. And I feel like all these mainstream brands that are affordable also are being really cheeky and shady right now. And I just don't want to get into that. And I don't want to recommend someone a product that might hurt them. So although I'm being super careful and I'm also taking the risks into account, I'm not gonna give that gateway to you. You feel? Anyways, I'm gonna use that product, a peel off base, to go and get rid of the ridge between the nail and the nail extension, just to fill it in and make it a nice smooth surface so we have a smooth application. Once I'm done and I get that desired shape that I want, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with that brown gel polish that I fear so much. And you're gonna see like right now, it's so stupid. I top coated all of this I wiped off the tacky layer from the peel off base, and I just instinctually, I also top coated it. And that top coat is so glossy and smooth and hydrophobic that it kept separating the gel on my nail. So I do go off screen with a looking kind of wonk, and then I come back and it looks fantastic because I had to go in and buff all of the other nails and rough it up so that it would just stop separating. But this is only 2 coats. I'm very satisfied with how this looks. So I'm not very sure what direction I want to take these nails, but I do know that I want to have a pie dessert nail, and I'm going to do that right now for the thumb. I'm using, so all the prettiest pies I have ever seen have been like that cherry pie, ones with like the red filling. I'm using this red gel polish, and honestly, I have noticed that whenever I go in with a sparkly gel polish, the concentration of glitter is never dense enough for my liking, but a really good way to get more glitter, less pigment, is to go in with one of the sponges. I have that sponge, the mini cube, and then that long utensil grabber, and just put some gel polish on it and then dab it on the nail, and that's how you get like a really dense concentration. That's what I did. I was very happy with it. I don't know why I didn't show it. I might have actually just cut that out. Anyways, I'm using some of my solid hard gel to roll out into very thin strips, and I'm laying it diagonally across the nail in one direction. I'm gonna go ahead and do that a few times, and this is gonna make like the crisscross pattern that you see traditionally on pies. It was obnoxious. I think I got too big of gloves for my hands. Or maybe it's just because I'm not wearing any nails on that hand, so like the gloves have so much more give. It kept getting caught in the rolls, which was super obnoxious, but like it's not the end of the world. You know, I was mad in the moment, and then whenever I was done, I was like, why was I even mad? So I'm fighting for my life in these clips. This took like honestly forever. I sped it all up for you and me so that I didn't have to commentate on the absolute absurd length that this took. But once I'm happy going in one direction, I'm going to repeat it on the opposite side diagonally in the opposite direction. I feel like I just said that and then I said it again. Where's my brain? Anyways, I really do enjoy this hard gel. I chose to use hard gel instead of my model gels because I don't have a color left that is close enough to brown for me to use. In my mind, I have like all of these neon colors left because I used all of the ones that were dark enough to get close to brown, and I don't want to go too hard with gels over this because I'm going to, as soon as I'm good with how the logs are laid. That was a weird way to say that. After I'm done putting down those wormy dealy things, I go in and I press little indents to be like the little pie ruffles. And if I go over it too much with gel polish, it'll just fill it in, and then you can't really tell that it's a textured thing. It just looks thick. And I like thick things, all right? They're fantastic, but they have its time and its place, and its place is not here. So once I'm done doing the inside, I figure I'm going to go ahead and do the rim. I didn't do it all at once. I honestly was trying to do a pie from memory, and that was a bad thing to do because I could not remember what a pie looked like, but I knew that part of it was above and a part of it was below. That was such a terrible way to explain that. You know what I mean though, right? Like the jelly part of it's on the inside and then the crust is on the outside. My object permanence doesn't exist. So and I have like mild face blindness, and it apparently goes over to literally everything in my life. But once I'm done with that, I cure the whole thing for a full minute, and then I go in with a brown polish again to go over most of the crust. Once I'm satisfied with that, I did 2 coats of it, full transparency, and then I had my sponge tool I was talking about earlier for the glitter, and I went over it with a darker brown polish to give it some like crust dimension. And I can't express to you how happy I am with how this nail came out, but it's, I mean, totally still not suspicious or anything, but maybe someone added some eyeballs to it because maybe they're obsessed with eyes and they love having eyes in their nail art, and so they put some eyes in a pie, and now it's an eye pie. Eye pie with my little eye. That didn't make sense. Anyways, I did some brown, cat's out of the bag, it was me. I did some brown purples. Where am I? I did some brown pupils. Is that brown? I'm having a crisis. That might be green. Put some pupils on it, and then I called it a day. That nail is done. I love it. It's our little mascot. I don't have a name for it. I keep wanting to call it like Savan, but it doesn't feel You know what? Maybe it does feel right. Little mascot named Saban. Thank you, Saban. For the rest of the nails, moving on from whatever that was, I'm going to be using a brown cat eye polish to do different types of cat eyes across all of the nails. I love this cat eye. It's that fine metallic particles that make it look like glass in some cases if you're skilled enough, or if you get lucky waving it around for long enough, it'll eventually happen. Like in a few seconds, it'll probably happen, right? I remember this correctly. I didn't have a plan for this. I just moved it around until I felt like it was good enough. Actually, hold on. That's not quite true. I saw these, I want to call it vinyl nails on TikTok. I'll put up a picture of it, and it was just so interesting to my brain. I think that's why I went with the cat eye that I did on this one. But honestly, again, I was trying to do it from memory because I saw it once on a fever scroll in the middle of the night on TikTok, and I wanted to recreate it. But again, why didn't I look it up? I didn't do that that's going to be a reoccurring theme. If I want to try a design, I'm going to try it from memory first. And if it doesn't look right, then it is what it is. But I put a white bow on the very bottom, and then I top coated it with a matte top coat, and then went back in with a glossy top coat. And I did some vertical lines just straight down the length of the nail, and I think that it got close to the effect that I wanted. But I also think the cat eye needed to be down much further, so it traveled up the entire length of the nail and not just the top of it. And it needed to be more and close together. But I added some little white polka dots to kind of give you a wintry feel, because I feel like Thanksgiving is in that seasonal change where the leaves have like officially fallen and they're all brown and dead now. So it kind of feels like it's just snow at any point, right? So that's why I did that. And I also, again, wanted to try doing those, are they flannel nails or plaid nails? Wait, flannel is the type of clothes, right? And then plaid is the design. I feel like I'm correct. I wanted to do some plaid nails, and so I just went down the side of the nail. I'm doing some safe designs today. I went down the side of the nail with some very light browns, and then across it horizontally towards the end of the tip with that same brown. And I actually genuinely love this design, especially over a cat eye. It's very simplistic, but there's something about moving the nail and having a pattern just stay stationary on it. It makes the nail feel like extra dimensional. I end up going in with another dark brown polish, and I think that it was a very good call, but I also wish I would have done a bit more with the dark brown, because I feel like the light kind of overpowers it, but it still looks really cute. Like, I'm not mad at this nail whatsoever. What I am mad at is what we're about to witness together on the ring finger. All of my nails came out very smooth, very nice, ideal, honestly, except for this flippin' ring finger. I am mad. I'm not gonna be shy, but I did this ring finger. If I could just like hurry up on this nail. I spent a long time trying to get this like single middle part line. It's very smooth, but that ring finger, I had the best cat eye on it. I genuinely was in love with the base, and this is where my own hubris comes and bites me in the ass. I literally was like, I want to try and do a pie crust nail. So I laid down a thin strip of that white hard gel or the solid hard gel. And I was like, okay, I'll blend it into the nail, and then I'll put some little brown or little red balls on it. And I'll even have like a white one there so I can make it into an eyeball, so I can have another eyeball on my nail. And as I was painting the crust, I was like, this doesn't look like a pie. And I was like, well, it'd probably be like a coffee cake, or like a coffee pie, or one of those cheesecakes with the brown icing on top. And I was just gaslighting myself nonstop. And eventually I was like, I gotta leave it alone, because I just was not feeling it. And then I committed to the balls, and I rolled them off and ripped them off. And as I ripped them off, like the one time the solid gel betrayed me, it ripped my entire base off. I was so insulted, and I was like, well, filling that back in is going to be a nightmare. So I wanted to cut corners. I was not going to attempt that cat eye again. And I went in with a black gel polish to go around the whole perimeter of the nail. I did that kind of nail frame with the black gel, and I will, in my mind, I'm like, what do I do now? If I could just, because it's a seasonal nail set, I'm like, if I just can get this frame looking right, then I can go in with some gold chrome powder and buff it in, and maybe it'll look like an embossed tray that you serve like turkey on. Was embossed the right word? You know what? It feels right, so I'm gonna stick to it. And I love gold. I'm in my gold era, but like this nail is gonna go through so much. And it's so obnoxious because this is the nail that I actually nicked the side of at some point, and it was bloody, and that's like numero uno no in nail land is do not get any nail products near an open wound. So it was close enough. It was off. It was far away enough from the nail to where I could very clearly avoid it, but was I hyper vigilant and paranoid about it? Yes. But you know, I did not just drop my phone. That's crazy. I ended up going over it with the gold chrome powder, and I felt like instantly better. Honestly, chrome powder just makes everything okay. And especially in combination with some cat eye gel, like that's one of my prettiest nails I've ever done. Lately, I've absolutely done better. This does not even come close to some of my best work, but I grabbed this little white tree, and I'm like, it'll be quirky and cute to like have a little tree at the end, right? I mean, that's cute. No, I'm not impressed. I don't like it. Good thing these stickers are like 5 years old, but yeah, that's exactly how I felt. I'm just gonna move on to the pinky nail for now, and I guess this is good as time as any. Now that I've been rambling for so long, I'm going in and I'm going to do a little turkey on it. And I love little turkeys like this, ones that look stupid and kind of messed up. So I'm using some red and green gel in the spirit of the holiday season to do some turkey feathers. Then I'm using brown for its body and just making some eyes. Classic turkey style. We've all done it once in our lives. I messed this nail up. Not the art on screen that you see. I messed the nail itself up really bad. If you have been watching me for a little bit, normally my videos are not this rambly. This is a voiceover without a script. During my Spooktober uploads, I did some claw nails, and in the video I said that I was closing a door and my nail got caught in the handle and I felt a pop separation, and it was, first of all, painful and gross. It felt like if you suction cupped something to the wall and then it was like a really strong suction and you lifted up the edge and it just came off. That's what it felt like. It wasn't good. And I looked around the nail and I could not find any lifting from the extension of my nail. Like, it was still fine, fully on there. I did a pretty good job, if I say so. And then tragedy struck. I was like, I'm actually very, very paranoid right now of what that was, because something happened. And instead of looking underneath the extension, I looked underneath my nail itself, and the bottom half of my nail separated from the nail bed. Like, it was completely off of it. And I was like, because it was painful. And having that long extension on it was not only bad, but like also painful. So I cut that sucker off, I filed it off, and then I was like shaking in my boots. I was like, did I give myself contact dermatitis? And you can get onycholysis, which is the separation of your nail plate from your nail bed, not just through a allergy, but also through just a repeated nail damage. Like your nail, if it's thin enough, it can just separate from the nail bed. And I don't have a gel allergy. I'm still in the clear, thank goodness. Did give me a really good scare though. And I took it off. I took that nail off and I was like, I can't leave you alone. So I cut, I don't know if this was smart or not, but I was gonna do it regardless of advice given to me. I cut the entirety of that bottom of the half nail off and I just left it alone and I let it grow. Through all my videos, if you'll notice that like I kept doing extensions on that nail, it was only on that pinky nail for the entirety length of the video. It wasn't on there for a second longer. I took it off immediately afterwards. I never did a full extension on it. So, but now it's like mostly grown out, so I can start doing extensions again. But just until I get over this fear, I'm gonna keep it short. But anyways, that was the video. These are the nails. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you're into that sort of thing. Have a good day or night, wherever you are, whenever you are, and I will see you in the next video.